Joining us now, Democratic Senator from Rhode Island, Jack Reed. He is the top Democrat on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Let's start with this Signalgate report. Have you seen the report? Did Secretary Hegseth endanger the lives of American troops?
Well, I've seen the report. It's still classified, but what is emerging in the press are suggestions, more than suggestions, statements by people that in fact he did endanger troops. And regardless of the report, I think that was the case. I think he demonstrated extremely poor judgment talking about very sensitive information on a non-classified system, Signal, about pending attacks. And the result could have been, and the danger was there, that American servicemen and women could be killed in action. That is the worst thing a Secretary of Defense can do. It shows, again, his poor judgment, and anyone else, I think, would be charged with a criminal offense if they did that.
Do you think he should be charged with a criminal offense?
That is going to be up to the authorities, and I don't think, given the fact the President is the ultimate authority, that that will happen. But we've seen incidences where classified information was misused by people, and they were convicted of that misuse, and they served time in prison. And you know, this is along those same lines. But ultimately, it's about poor judgment and about jeopardizing the troops, and that's what he did.
Do you think he should resign?
I did not support his nomination in the first place, and I was very, very blunt and very candid. I didn't think he had the competence, the temperament, the experience to run the Department of Defense, and I think he's proven my observations correct over the last several months.
You think he's reckless with the lives of our service members?
I think so. I think he has a sense that you know, soldiers are sort of bit players in his big drama about making the military lethal and all those things. And what he forgets is that, you know, the American soldier is always represented, first, defense of the Constitution, not individuals. Second, to conduct themselves in a way that follows the law of war, and appropriately so. And we do that for self-interest, because if we don't respect the law, how can we expect opponents of ours to treat our prisoners, wounded, or those that are not no longer, you know, hostile? How do we treat them fairly and according to the law?
So speaking of the law of war, there of course has been so much focus on this second strike that reportedly killed survivors of a previous strike on an alleged drug boat. Both Hegseth, the defense secretary, and the president have talked about Admiral Bradley as the man who was executing, giving and having his men execute these orders. Do you on the Armed Services Committee expect to hear from Admiral Bradley?
Yes, we do. Hopefully very shortly, perhaps even tomorrow. And we have obviously a long list of questions about what exactly happened. We have been requesting on a bipartisan basis, and I must commend Chairman Wicker because he recognizes the necessity to get this information so we can do our jobs. But we've requested for months information about the execution orders, about the operating techniques, what exactly happened, the release of the full videos detailing all the events, not just selected snippets of the activities. And they've refused. And in many cases, they're refusing to give us information that by law we are entitled to.
So the president just seemed to say that if the video exists, he'll put it out. You're saying you've asked for it, they won't give it to you.
We've asked repeatedly for it. They won't give it to us. Maybe at this point they feel they have to. But I think, again, if this video showed an operation that exonerated their position, it would have been out in minutes, and they would have, you know, attacked the media for fraudulent stories, et cetera, and showed the video. Holding it suggests to me, and we'll see, that there's something on there they don't want the public to see and the Congress to see.
If this did happen, this second strike, who should be held accountable, and what should the consequences be?
Well, the Secretary Hegseth has said from the very beginning that he was in charge of these strikes. He was directing them. He was, he was taking great pride standing next to the president about the effectiveness and about how the lethality of the strikes, et cetera. The operational commander was Admiral Bradley. But when you get to a situation like this, there's a duty to, as my colleagues like Mark Kelly and Senator Slotkin have said, not to follow illegal orders. So you can't give an illegal order, and that might have emanated from Hegseth, I don't know. But you certainly can't follow an illegal order, and if that was done, then Admiral Bradley might be in that line, presumably, and others might be also, because it's the obligation of every member of the armed forces to resist an illegal order.
All right, Senator Jack Reed, very grateful for your time today, sir. It was
Thank
great
you.
to have a conversation. Thank you.
you.
Coming up next.